Good morning.
And finally, new rule, nothing with crypto in the title ever turns out good.
Don't write me about Bitcoin, please. I don't give a f***. So don't ask me.
Bitcoin happens to use a lot of energy. It happens to promote anonymous transactions.
Bitcoin is not a currency.
Not bullish on Bitcoin.
You, John McAfee, believe in the power of Bitcoin. So much so that you'll put your on the table, chop it up, put it in your mouth, swallow.
If it doesn't reach at least $1 million.
99.999% of the people that own Bitcoin are f***ing morons. That's just it.
What's it feel like to be a Bitcoin?
I don't have any Bitcoin.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy day
Good
of the
morning.
month, and it's your favorite
day of the week.
It's your favorite crypto morning show on your favorite day of the
And-
week.
Yeah.
I hope everybody had a great weekend, and please like and subscribe to the show. As always, we have to shill ourselves; it's part of the game. And the price of crypto is looking interesting this morning. Will we hold on to our support? We will find out later today when we talk about the charts, when we go over all that good stuff. But we should probably jump right into the headlines. What do you think, Master Jones?
Let's jump into them. Jump.
Let's jump. We got plenty to talk about today. There's even more than I have. Like I had to pick and choose,
Skim.
And I had to be, it's like there's a lot going on in the world, right? But this is a crypto show, so we're gonna put on our earmuffs and we're gonna just be in the crypto zone. So CVS has filed a trademark hinting at metaverse pharmacy plans. The metaverse already, just the whole concept blows my mind. I played around on Second Life and stuff like 10 years ago, but I guess the metaverse is supposed to be, it's like that, but it's like with your goggles on. I don't know. I don't get it. But there will be pharmacies in the metaverse, I guess. So, you can get your drugs in the metaverse. From CVS.
Like, would you just like, I don't know what do they
Well, it says
thinking?
what are they thinking? Trademarks for use in virtual worlds, including the launch of crypto collectibles and NFTs. I swear, it's like everybody is just becoming an NFT company, and I don't know if anyone will make anything or sell anything real in the future, or if everyone's just going to sell NFTs. Your medicine is just an NFT.
Why would anyone buy an NFT from CVS?
I knew Matt would like
that
this
is the weirdest.
According
I'm just
to the
trying
filing, CVS is pursuing a patent for downloadable virtual goods, namely a variety of consumer goods, prescription drugs, health, wellness, beauty, and personal care products, and general merchandise for use online and in online virtual worlds. I mean, it's weird to me. I'm like, and what am I reading? Prescription drugs in a virtual world?
When I think of virtual, like when
I'm gonna
I think
take
of
my virtual
world,
Xanax.
Like I know, like Domino's. I don't know if Domino's did it, but someone made you can go order like Domino's in VR and it'll be delivered to your house. Just like it's basically just pinging into their online ordering system kind of type deal, but it's in the metaverse, right? And so, but it's like, I think CVS trying to do that with drugs, like with their like you could go to CVS and then have your prescription refilled or something,
like in the metaverse. Like you can walk into the metaverse CVS in your living room, and you're like
why would
walking in, just in place, standing in place. You're walking into.
You're in line.
You're in line. You're in line.
You could just go to the website and order, but instead you choose the metaverse line to stand in.
I mean, I could see perhaps maybe NFTs could be used as prescriptions or something, maybe in some kind of future healthcare industry that's like on the blockchain. But that seems so far off.
Your avatar has some rare disease, so it needs to.
It's like you got like a mutant ape that's got like its skull showing, its flesh is like rotted away.
My avatar has AIDS, so we need like these different prescriptions and stuff. Like, so weird. Like, why?
I'm barely alive still in the metaverse. My health points are really low. Maybe they'll sell health packs, like like in a video game. Health points. You can go buy health points, metaverse health points at CVS.
Yeah, you get health. I don't know, man. This is tripping me out.
So we won't go further into it for everyone.
Yeah, there's a lot of times when I hear like metaverse and someone saying they're doing something, I'm like,
I know, it's like a gimmick. I feel like everything with metaverse right now is like a gimmick.
And it's so many times it's just like, what?
Yeah, it's like, come shop at Old Navy in the metaverse.
What? Yeah, like
what?
Yeah, let me try on some virtual pants.
For my character, weird. I'm gonna go buy virtual pants for my character at Old Navy.
Yeah, you could buy. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you could buy virtual clothes for your avatar or something in the metaverse, why?
We were doing that in Second Life. We were doing that in Second Life. We were buying virtual clothes and skins in Second Life already. I mean, I'm like, metaverse is just Second Life 2.0.
Yeah. Well, like I like that makes sense. It's just like I understand, like getting different clothes and stuff like that for your avatar.
But why Old Navy?
That in Old Navy, like you would go to Old Navy and
in the metaverse,
like you get some khakis or some shit. Like what the fuck? It's so weird. Like why would you go there? Would there be like a sweet like store that has like crazy cool armor with like I don't know, like you could have like a gazillion different stuff for your cool avatar in metaverse.
In the metaverse,
why would you go dress?
I'm gonna wear a pink beanie in the metaverse and a white shirt. So, crypto exchange FTX has announced expansion into Europe. FTX has been on fire the past year. I gotta say, they seem to be just like full steam ahead, nonstop. So, looks like they are getting into the European market. They're the 7th largest exchange, so I imagine they'll probably climb that rank after they get opened up there in Europe. It sounds like they've gotten approval from the financial regulatory group, and they're starting to create marketing materials. And it sounds like it'll include the Middle East, though it's unclear which countries that will include. So FTX is plowing forward. They seem to have their stuff together over there.
So like when I mean, I guess I didn't know FTX wasn't in Europe already, so that's news to me.
I know some people that really like FTX.
I haven't used it.
Yeah,
I'm not. So I don't know. I can't touch. I haven't heard anything bad, and I haven't heard like crazy good things. So I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe I should give it a try.
Another exchange.
I'm happy with Bybit, so it's like kind of hard to.
You don't use Bybit though.
All right. Don't use Bybit. I got that wrong. I'm sorry. I don't use Bybit. What's that one? Binance. I use American.
Use Binance US. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry. I got the two confused. Sorry. Start with B's.
Coinbase has blocked over 25,000 addresses supposedly linked to illicit Russian activity, which is very interesting because it just goes to show that the centralized, custodial wallets like this are, again, can just, close your wallet at any time. So, especially if you're involved in illicit activities, like you're selling weapons on the dark web. This isn't financial advice, but you probably don't want to use Coinbase.
I have advice though, like don't do that. Don't sell illegal.
Don't sell illegal weapons on the dark web.
Black dark web. Yeah,
that's
have some dignity.
That's some longevity. Suggestions there from Matt Jones. I like that. So just interesting to see again how things are unfolding in the Russia and Ukraine conflict. there's plenty of other like Russian financial news too. You know, Visa and MasterCard essentially pulled out of Russia, and they've replaced it with the Chinese Union Pay, which is like a competing service. But you know, that's not really blockchain related, but it is financial, and it is interesting, and there are things happening on that front on a nonstop basis right now. But this is kind of the main crypto news for today related to that.
Yeah, dude, I heard Russia's gonna. Yeah, dude, they're just gonna be so isolated. I don't.
Yeah,
they're not even gonna be. They're not even part of the world. It's just crazy how it's just like they're like another North Korea now. That's just like
and they may even be switching
all by
to. It sounds like to like an intranet too, where they are on.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Even.
I heard it in like in a few days.
Please
basically,
don't delete our
they're
channel,
just
YouTube. If this is
they're
news.
pulling the plug.
Yeah,
they're pulling the plug.
Yeah,
well,
that's
like, you
what I've
know, it's
heard,
like,
at least. Yeah, I know. That's what the Twitter world says. So don't blame me.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be true then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Twitter is real life. Twitter is life. As everybody knows. U.S. Virginia Senate has unanimously passed a historic crypto banking bill. Why is it historic? You may be asking. You're probably asking. But it says by codifying the ability for state chartered banks to become custodians of cryptocurrency, this will make Virginia the first in the country to provide this ability to banks through legislation. So it sounds like they're trying to open it up so that banks can be essentially like Coinbase, right? They can offer their own wallet service where they hold the keys. So it says functionally, the bill allows state chartered banks in Virginia to hold the keys to one's cryptocurrency purse, similar to how individuals use safety deposit boxes at banks, whatever. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like allowing them to be like Coinbase, kind of.
Yeah,
right?
it's just like a coin. Yeah, they can now do that. I didn't know that was like. I guess banking regulations are so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
so
anything about
strict.
banking regulations really. Yeah.
So, but that's interesting. That seems like a good sign for just adoption overall, although those are, again, wallets that you don't control. So just,
Yep.
Yeah. So again, probably the best thing is get a Ledger wallet, and you can get a Ledger wallet by going to the link in the description of this video, of course. And that's my little plug. First time I've plugged that, but
go get a Ledger.
So I did a really bad job at it, but there is.
No, it was great. It was a good job. Good plug.
Hardware wallet. Yeah. That's what you want, folks. Hardware wallet. One day we'll talk more about that. Maybe we'll make a video about it. Malaysia's Bitcoin miners steal electricity worth $550 million as utility firm steps in. So it sounds like there was some shady stuff going on with Bitcoin mining operations in Malaysia.
So they're stealing electricity? Like how do you do that? Do you like kind of like the old like gimmick of like taking an extension cord from your neighbor's house and like bringing it all the way over to your house and plugging in your Christmas lights kind of type deal?
How are they stealing? It doesn't sound like it's much more advanced than that. Yeah, I mean tampering with the meters. Without using meters, completely powering the operation without using meters and using illegal connections. So yeah, maybe tapping into other connections.
Yeah, they're just having electricians like just.
So it sounds like between 2018 and 2021, the total electricity theft was valued at $550 million. 18 individuals have been arrested. So, yeah, I mean, bringing down the costs of your mining, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if you steal it, I guess. If you steal anything, it's bringing the cost down of whatever.
Yeah. Okay, this is our last story, but it's kind of a crazy story. Phantom Network has plummeted by 21%, the total value locked, following the quit of the developers. And the developers, Anton Nell and Andre, let me not butcher his name, Andre Cronje, I think is how that is said. They're saying they're quitting crypto, essentially. They're quitting DeFi. Andre Cronje has expressed in the past that he's not making really any money off the space, feels like he's working like overworked, and that the space is really toxic and that he's constantly been under attack. And so he already has said he may rage quit, in his own words. And it appears that may be the case. Andre deleted his Twitter like late last week. And then Anton Nell came out with this little statement saying that they've decided they are closing the chapter of contributing to the DeFi and crypto space. There are around 25 apps and services that we are terminating on the 3rd of April, 2022. They've got a couple of the most notable ones here. And then they said, unlike previous building in DeFi sucks, rage quits. This is not a knee-jerk reaction to the hate received from releasing a project, but its decision that has been coming for a while now. Now, that is interesting because just a couple weeks ago, they had just launched a new project called Solidly Exchange. So it does seem like this maybe wasn't that long in the works. And this may be actually kind of a knee-jerk reaction to getting
yeah, you know, if you were going to, if you were like, is taking some time and you're like, okay, I think we're going to get out of the space, you wouldn't just launch a new app and stuff. And I think, dude, I mean, look at how many different apps they have. Like, maybe just try to make profit on one before you start fucking making another one. I don't know, you know, like, this is really the dude. I just feel like you know, I get it. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I've totally failed before several times, and it's hard. It sucks. But you know, there's I feel like
so there's been a couple points, man. I mean, in response to this, there's some interesting tweets, and you know, some people have pointed out that there were billions of dollars locked up in these networks,
right.
And so there was a lot of money at risk here, and there would have been much more responsible ways of exiting for sure. And now, so like Michael Kong, who's the CEO of Phantom. So like, here's the thing, they said like they're shutting these projects down, and some of those projects have active developer networks. They're open source. So it's not like they were the only ones involved in a lot of these projects. So even the way they worded it is a little like rage quitty, where they're saying that they're terminating these services. But in a lot of cases, these services still have developers and people working on it. Phantom Networks, you know, has a whole team. The CEO here said they wanted to clarify some things after that tweet. You know, as many of you are aware, Anton, who works with Andre, tweeted they were terminating 25 projects. This
could have probably been bought out. Like, why didn't they just like? Did they seek
or they
out,
could have announced something a little bit more appropriate, like, you know, like what the CEO is doing for sure.
Yeah, because it does sound like that they are like, since they're quitting, all those apps and everything's gone, just out of existence. And it's, I guess that's not the case.
Well, and it does sound like
their involvement.
Yeah, and some of those apps are, if you go to, and how I actually found out about this was I found out about this before this tweet even came. Because this was on the 6th, so this was yesterday they tweeted this. I was actually looking at Chainlist on Friday, and I saw this pop up on Chainlist on Friday. Oh, yeah, here it is. This service will no longer be available from the April 3rd. And I was like, what the heck? And so I think they are going to stop hosting personally some of these projects. And here it says the code is open source, so anyone else who wants to host it is welcome to. So some of these projects do appear like they may go offline once April 3rd comes around, but they're open source so other people can copy them. There's already Chainlist copies, for example. So yeah, it's kind of it's just interesting, and it's sad that, you know, FTM and Phantom Network took such a hit. I think the price of Phantom dropped by 13%. So, you know, it's just like the core developers, the like founders of these different projects left, and so, you know, it's just kind of this fallout, and it's unfortunate that that's the way it happened. I saw, where was one of those responses? Yeah, people lock up billions of dollars for 4 years. Developer announces it's being terminated in a month. DeFi truly is the future of finance. Yeah, Andre just shuts off his computer. Billions of dollars are gone just like that. Insane. That's how it works, to be honest.
Well, dude, yeah. I mean, the dude, it's just,
yeah.
I don't know. Paper hands.
So, and I think if they had left in a more professional way, there wouldn't have been that damage to the community. But they kind of sound, I don't know, maybe they did it, they rage quit, and they kind of wanted there to be a little fallout. Who knows? Who knows? So that's the news for today. That's the drama. What's your why? What's your why,
What?
Matt? You had a question there.
Oh, well, it's just like, I don't know. Well, I'm sure over time we'll kind of get more from him. The dude deleted his Twitter, right? So it's not like we're going to
Andre
hear
guy
from him
did.
anytime soon. Yeah, it sounds like, to me, it sounds like a reaction that someone would do after like a rug or something.
Right, yeah. And
So
that's
I'm like, what did he
interesting
do?
is they didn't rug. And someone pointed out that Andre could have rugged quite like millions of dollars if he wanted to, but he didn't. So, at least
we
they
know
didn't
of right
rug.
now.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's funny. I have this little extension that shows me popular tweets from someone's Twitter account when I'm on their feed, and it's funny. Here's one from that same developer, December 4th, 2021. I guess we are in it for the tech again. It's like that kind of oscillating love-hate relationship with crypto space that a lot of people have. So, it's stressful because it's this volatile financial space, and it is stressful. And a lot of these people are building open source projects, and they haven't figured out how to. They're developers. They're not business people. They haven't figured out how to monetize the projects necessarily, and so. Yeah, another one bites the dust kind of thing.
Another one bites the
Rest in
dust.
peace. Let's hit the charts, shall we? Let's look at what's going on in the market after that exhausting news segment there.
Let's do it. Here, I'm gonna get the high block here loaded up and run it here.
Load it up.
One sec. So, it's interesting because BTC or Bitcoin, right? It's at a level where it could bounce. It would make sense for it to. Let's just leave that later too. It would make sense only because, well, here, I'll show you. We'll run that, have that going in the background. Because it would be a higher low. If we pull back, let's get rid of that. All right. If we pull back, right, so this was back in January. We hit 32, well, about 33, right? Just under 33 K, right? And then we had this crazy pumpage reaction. Everyone was kind of really going bull market. We hit the bottom. That's the bottom. And then we started to come down like crazy. And everyone, right, if you remember, I even was like, hey, maybe we can be coming down to 28K, right? If we get a lower low here, it would make sense since we had a lower high, right? So I was like, okay, so we could probably go lower. And then the bottom, I remember I even shared this tweet where the dude was like 34K, whatever is the bottom. And I was like, whatever, dude. He was right. That dude called it. It was right here, bottom. And it was a higher low.
We
and
admit
then we
our
had a
mistakes
correction
on the show.
However, again, we did not have a higher high. So we're kind of just really trying to break out of like break the 45K. And once 45K gets to be, instead of resistance, starts to become some support, we're going to be in this down momentum range here. But so we come down, right? This is last week. And now we could be seeing the bottom. I mean, the thing is that this is almost kind of like a head and shoulders, right? We have a here. So I am kind of expecting the price to go down. We do have a green dot on the 4-hour, an oversold signal, and we had over the weekend with these. The weekends are always kind of pretty volatile. there's not a lot of rangy volatile, right? Goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. That's kind of the weekend. And it's so I'm not convinced that this is the bottom here. Not convinced yet. We do see, I mean, if this is, well, let's see. I mean, this is a lower low, but so we do have a divergence actually on the 4-hour if we look. See, we're going down, lower lows, but momentum is going up. So when you have this, momentum is going the opposite direction of kind of the trended price, you have a divergence, and that usually doesn't, that means that you have a better chance of the price, the momentum really taking more than average kind of pump, right, or dump, depending on what you're looking for here. So I'm not, we do have divergence, but I'm not really convinced on these signals here, But let's check out some liquidation levels, huh? Let's see what's happening. All right,
Liquidation levels.
We have about 9.5 billion in short liquidations. Okay, so that's all these liquidation points up here. See, I could totally see the price coming down and just taking out these long liquidations and cleaning them up. And if they did that, right, if they brought the price down to 38K again, right, we're looking at these liquidation levels taken out. The next level, if they wanted to come down, they come down to 36K and take out those liquidation levels. Now, if they did that, they would be piling on a bunch of more short orders. A lot of people would be shorting at that point. And, again, if they did bring it down to 36K, guys, it's still a higher low. You know what I mean? Like, it still would be on trend of doing higher lows. But what we could be forming here is really kind of a wedge, right? So let's just say, okay, so price is moving up. See, it could still just hit the trend line here essentially and still make higher low, like it still could do that. So I'm thinking if you had here, let me get this stuff off of here. So we have the trend going up, and then we have this support up here, right? Or I'm sorry, resistance. Tomato, right? So let's just call this part right here. We'll call that the resistance. All right, we're trying to break this level. And this is 44.5, so about 45K. Now if we can get, like, see how we had lower. The thing is that we're just in a giant range right now. I mean, that's the reality of it. So it's really kind of saying, hey, you know what? Like here on the kimono wave, we hit the Bollinger Bands down here. And so that to me says, okay, this is probably a good time to buy. Let's go. Because you're hitting when you hit the Bollinger Bands,
overextended,
right, it fluctuates. And now if we wanted to see like where that is with the EMAs and stuff, moving averages here. I mean, it's 50 is underneath 200. Could totally want to come up and challenge the 50 EMA at least. So, hit the Bollinger Bands, kind of got faked out over the weekend, and then here we are. Could be farming a green dot. So I might take this long coming up, right? Just because we hit the Bollinger Bands. This is the weekend muck. It just kind of sucks, and so here, I mean, we can kind of go up, but I wouldn't expect it to go up very much because we are in
went to like
bears
40.
territory. Yeah, I mean, yeah, test 40. That's what I'd be looking at. Like, come on back down. So, yeah, it's not very bullish. That's for sure. I'm not very bullish, but you know,
If
the
you're
thing
taking
that's
if you're just trying to get a little scalp.
yeah, take scalps. Yeah, take scalps, sure. But just know that, you know, I wouldn't
Not
bet the
financial
farm that
advice.
this is the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, because there could totally be reasons why they would want to return down to maybe 36K, right? Because we have these liquidations down here of these longs. These guys are longing, and you know, and you know, and the market makers, all they try to do, right? They try to trap traders. So if they went down here, trader, especially if they got to 36, people would be freaking out. People would be freaking out, opening shorts like crazy, thinking they're going to get lower lows now, and totally would make sense, right? Everyone's putting their limit orders at like 30, 34K or something like that, and, just trying to get, lower lows. It's going to go lower. It's going to 28, and then what would the market maker do? Pop it right back up. Take these, get all these people be shorting like crazy, and bring it back up and liquidate them and take some profits.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm price, right? Could go up, could go down. That's my brother report every day. But we see where it can go down to if it does go down, and we see where it could go up if it goes up. So that's kind of that. Other tokens, let's take a look at a couple other ones. Let's check out ETH. ETH was looking pretty bad. I was checking out ETH over the weekend, and it looks pretty rough. It looks pretty rough. So we have a green vector candle forming here on the 4-hour. I mean, it might not be a bad buy because we hit the Bollinger Bands down here. This is a weekend, so it gets its fake outs, but this could be a true. Maybe we get a decent pump here. Maybe we do, but I mean, and higher lows still. You know what I mean? But see, what gets me is that we had lower lows from this part, right? I would like to see the price, like if it can't hold here, right? If it can't break this, it's going right back down, and this will be a fake out dot. You know what I mean? And we have 40 minutes until that prints.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I might take along just to see if we get a decent bounce from this. But if I'm there, let's look at a lower time frame. Let's see what's going on. Ugh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, 24-minute. All right, guys. Right here, we hit the Bollinger Band, and we're forming. We got a red overbought.
Definitely coming down a little bit, at least from there, at least in the short term. Yeah.
Yeah. So
don't long right now, Jones. I'm just talking to Matt, not anybody else, because I'm not giving any financial advice.
No. So I would wait to see. So I'll have the 4-hour, right? Print that oversold. So what I would do, right? Using the kimono wave. All right, guys. I used the kimono wave. This is our indicator that we developed. Mr. LaFleur developed, and it's beautiful. It's an all-in-one indicator, way better than Market Saver, way better than Wu Manchu, and
just different.
Because
not better.
Yeah,
it shows you lots of the same things and more.
Right, and we made this so that we can get less fake outs than like Marcus Cipher has and stuff. So, and you have, right, so you have volume, and you have, like, see here, this RSI here is not looking good. Everything on like the 24-minute says, this is This is looking like it's going to have a decent dump. So this 4-hour candle here, if this print, so what I'm looking for, right? If print this oversold, right? Oversold dot here on the 4-hour, and then I'm going to be waiting on like the 24-minute, like lower time frames to be seeing if we're hitting some Bollinger Bands down here, and then I'd go in because
in
like
like a
if it hits the
couple hours.
Bollinger Band, right? Down here, Bollinger Band. This is the Bollinger Band heartbeat. Essentially, just signals when the price hits the Bollinger Band. When it does that, the price usually likes to come back up, hit the other top of the Bollinger Band, hit the bottom. It kind of ping pongs between the Bollinger Bands, right? Lots of people trade off of them. Anyways, if you get the signal here hits the Bollinger Band, you have a over in this case oversold signal. Then you'd expect the price to pump up. And I mean, it did here, right? You'd buy down here. And then you'd be wanting to sell right now, right? Right up here at the top. I mean, that would have been a decent, 3% there. So it's, so I would be like, I wish like right now I'd be actually shorting on the 24-minute just because I know I hit the Bollinger Band. We are in a downtrend mode right now. And let's see if there's like, let's look at vector candles. Price likes to return to vector candles. Oh yeah, look at these beautiful vector zones right here. We have these green candles right here. This is the market maker opening shorts. Okay, they are selling. They're selling to the people wanting to buy. Okay, the market maker, if they don't want the price to go higher, they'll stop
start
selling.
to make a top.
They'll start, You know, because basically you're telling me that nobody, not a single person in the entire world, was willing to buy at this price up here. Come on, man. That's unlikely. So no, if they don't want the price to go up any higher, they won't let it. So they'll stop selling. Okay, it works like that. I mean, when you see the green candles, that's not a buyer's market. That's a seller's market. Somebody has to be selling in order for someone to be buying. These are shorts. All right. So I'm expecting the price to come down so that the market maker could take some profits here. The price tends to reclaim those vector candle zones. So I'd expect the price to come down. Maybe it comes right down here and bounces. Maybe it bounces up here. Maybe it hits the daily open down here and bounces back up. That makes sense to me. But I don't know, right? It could. So when that here, I'm just gonna pause all these.
And this is all on the 24-minute time frame, of course.
Yeah, this is so how I like to do 4-hour, 24-minute, just they work real well together. And you could do several different time frames. It doesn't. You could go lower. But I totally would see. Hey, there's a good chance for it to come back down here. And what happens a lot of the time, most of the time, from my experience, is that when you get these candles, right? You get the on the 4-hour when you get these signals, you're going to see a retrace in price, especially here, right? You have a big vector candle. The price is you're going to enter up here, right? If you entered on the dots, you'll enter up here along. The price will come down to here at least. Probably you'd expect it to. I mean, just to reclaim that big candle, and then maybe get a bounce up, and then you can be selling at a higher price. So basically, every single time you get one of these dots, these dots, you got to expect the price to challenge it. A lot of times it happens, like right here. It didn't really happen right away. It didn't. It came down. If you went here, I mean that would have been a great short because you would have shorted from here, take it down, take profits. Okay. I mean, so in vector candle claims it. Now what? I would imagine a vector candle comes down and maybe we go down further. Okay. Maybe we go down further. So just because it is, I mean, look at the daily. higher time frames is going to tell you what the major trend is. All right. And here we are. We are in red wave here. I mean, guys, yeah. I mean, if we're gonna be drawing, anyways, it's looking bearish, guys. I mean, we on daily, we have 50 EMA below the 200 EMA. We've got downward trend momentum. I mean, I would expect.
Question is, will you get a lower low? That's the question.
Yeah. I mean, look, I mean, it tried, right? If you see this candle right
Getting
here,
lower highs.
if you see this, I remember watching this and I was like, I didn't have a trade in, but I know that if I did, I would have been freaking out. All right. Because this was a crazy candle. All right. Because look at it. It wicked all the way down. I was like, holy crap, it's dumping. And I'm like, oh man, if it closes down here, we're sinking hard. But it didn't. Okay. It came down, kind of stopped here at what, 23. And down here at 21 is where the lower low is. Guys, I could see, and this is a giant wick, and it was a vector candle. I mean, I could see the price coming down at least so that candles are closing on this wick here, because there's a lot of money on the table right there on those wicks.
Yep.
So I mean, I could, right, and it got stopped out. So it didn't have the downward momentum, but now, you know, maybe this is it. Maybe this is what gets it the price to get lower lows here, and then bring it down. And once it takes this low, then you're looking at these lows back here. Can this level at 1,717 for Ethereum, will that hold? You have vector zones down here. These are shorts market makers took a long time ago. Okay, back in July, it looks like. So we'll see. We'll see. It doesn't look, you know, the bulls are weak. Let's just say that. All right. The bulls are weak right now.
Are we still, is it still the crabs? Is that what we're doing now? The crabs?
It is crab season for sure. Yeah, we're sideways. That's for sure. I mean, yeah, because this is back in what? This was January, right? Yeah. This was January. And this is when we got all these lows, and we had this giant wick down here. I mean, let's draw a trend. Let's draw a trend. Trend is our friend. Trend is our friend. All right, let's check it out. So if we're going to follow the trend
down
on the daily, we're looking for the price to actually come down closer to 23.9. So I see the price coming down more. It's just a better likely chance the price is going to come down a little bit more, at least.
Yeah.
Before it's going to be going up.
Just because of numerous patterns going on. Yeah.
Right. Lots of levels, lots of
the EMAs, the everything, all the things.
Everything's saying, yeah, we should probably expect the price to come down. So
at least a little bit, yeah.
Careful longing. Know if you're longing, they're going to be likely small scalps compared to your shorts.
Skim Beal says, "What up? What's up, Skim Beal? Beeble, Skim Beeble, love it. Thanks for the what up."
Yeah. So, and let's look at a different one. I was looking at one the other, AVAX. AVAX has been. I like AVAX a lot, but it's also been it's been a pain in the ass for me too at the same time. But it is respecting some levels here. So we're in the 4-hour. AVAX looks very similar to a lot of the other altcoins. But like if we're looking at AVAX again, the trend is your friend. We could have hit the bottom for AVAX. We hit the Bollinger Band down here in 4-hour. We got a oversold dot here. We could be seeing. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get higher highs, right? But because look, I mean, we got the 50 EMA below 200, but we could be seeing at least challenging the 50, maybe 200 EMA. maybe wicking up to here at what level is this? About 80. Maybe it taps 80 kind of type deal. That would make sense with the 200 EMA up there. So yeah, with AVAX again, it's not like I'm bullish or anything, but I do think it's looking a little bit better than a lot of the other altcoins I was looking at. Let's check out XRP. XRP. So no Bollinger Band, right? Here it hit a Bollinger Band. Boom. Tasty profits. Tasty, tasty, tasty. When it hits that Bollinger Band on K-Wave, and you get the oversought, overbought.
Yeah, it's always an interesting pattern.
It is looking, yeah, it's you're gonna have a decent. I mean, again, when you're trying to long in a bear market, you don't expect it to be, going crazy, but it's a nice scalp. Why not take it? So
Skim
really, I
Beeble.
would have.
Skim Beeble asked, "How do you guys
What's up?
feel about Luna being in a bear cycle? Is it a hold,
dude,
or
so
should you
Luna-
continue to
all
DCA?
right.
Not NFA,
Yeah, so
of course.
Luna, I've loved Luna. I was writing this pumpage.
You were writing a poem.
This was beautiful because like all the other tokens, right? They were all struggling like crazy. But not Luna. Luna was doing great, beautiful things, and I loved trading Luna during that. The thing is, like, the party's got to end. I think we all know the party's got to end at some point. Here, let's take a look at the daily so we kind of get a better macro scale that's going on. Now, I remember looking at daily, and when I was writing these vector candles, right? I was like, oh man. I think I even told you, Freeman. I was like, dude, the way Luna's going, it's pumping like hard. It could fall just as hard or harder.
Yeah,
just because of these crazy vector candles, guys. These are now the thing is that you have what was going on with Luna right there. They were raising a bunch of money. There was a bunch of great news coming out about it. So I think you had a lot of people wanting to buy. And so with that demand, I think the market makers were like, yes, let's take a bunch of shorts. Let's trap them. Great trap. I mean, look at this beautiful trap they got for traders in. Now, and then the top here on this pump was at $97. I think I was expecting it to, I thought we might see higher highs. I did. And maybe this is a retrace and it comes back up. But if you see here on the Kimono wave, on a daily, it did hit Bollinger Bands. And now we have
a little steam release. Little steam release right there.
Yeah. So, and we have all these vector candle space to take over. So I expect it to correct itself pretty significantly. I mean, it could take all of these, I think. And maybe this is the right, because this candle took out these vector candles. So the price might not come back down here because the market makers got some profit on those shorts. So I'm thinking maybe we're coming down to 60, right? That would make sense. That would make total sense.
Maybe
too.
Hold at 60.
Yeah, because if you see that is kind of the support, the next major support. This is some support right here too. We are I'm not quite sure how strong this is. I'd have to go back and later time frames. This is interesting. Yeah, I mean, so it is pretty close to
another potential. Yeah, for sure.
But let's just let's take some fibs. Let's see what fibs are looking like.
Another interesting thing Skim Beeble said here in the chat is that he likes UST, which is the Terra US Tether coin. And he says it's amazing for crypto because they can't regulate it the same way they're planning to regulate USD-backed stable coins. That's interesting. Didn't know that. I'll have to look into the UST more.
Yeah, is that paired up with? Anyways,
that's the Terra USD. Yeah. It's like, tethered to the dollar price kind of.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
The
Yeah.
Luna
I mean,
thing.
I'm when I'm going with 2 charts, I'm doing USDT here paired
Yeah.
with whatever. Right.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what-
yeah. He was just saying for Luna because UST is on Luna. Sorry, that's why I
Gotcha.
mentioned that. He mentioned that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool.
I
Anyway,
mean, so if we pull up the
show some.
fibs, guys, the resistant fibs up here could be acting as support. We're hitting fib levels here, bounced off of it. So I mean, this could be great. I would say, look to see if it holds this. You want to see it hold this price at 80. Let's just call it 80. Make it nice and round and friendly for everyone. $80. You want to see it hold 80. If not, we have some, oh, look at that. The fib level, where does that lead us? We're 60, right? There's so much confluence at that level.
So yeah, 80 and
so
60
much
are
confluence.
both potential levels there.
Yeah, so I mean, I had expected to go down. This is daily, so it's not like, so let's go to 4 hour. We could be ranging in this area for a little bit too, right? The price could come up because we're getting on the 4 hour, we're getting an oversold. So if it did come up, maybe it comes up to 89, and then you really want it to break this high, but I find that unlikely, just given the on like, I don't know, we'll see. Daily, I just find it unlikely just because the daily looks like the price wants to come down a bit lower. 4 hour though, I mean, it's hanging on to green money flow, but it is on the verge down. So, yeah,
Cool,
that's what I'm
cool.
saying for Luna.
Cool. Well, I think that was a really nice market overview today. I like that we went a little more in depth today, which was nice. We answered a couple questions, and
wanna see,
yeah, I'm
do I
excited to
have
see how
Luna?
the day pans out in the market.
I want to see liquidation levels on Luna. I would assume
wanna
that the
see.
longs is just absolutely crazy. I do have Luna. Let's do it.
Check it out.
Let's check it out. Check it out. I mean, yeah, so it's pretty dead even. I mean, it's pretty dead even on the amount of longs and shorts. I mean, you have a little bit of more longs, or I'm sorry, shorts, right? But it's pretty even. I mean, it does look like, I mean, it's a lot closer to getting these long liquidations for sure. Like, right, wouldn't you imagine that it would come down to what would this price level be? Oh, about 70. This is saying 70, what, 77-ish, maybe. So it could maybe come down and take some of these some more liquidations down here before we start seeing price come up, build up some shorts, build up some more shorts on Luna. I was actually expecting quite a bit more long liquidations, but it's actually more even. So, yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Interesting. Skim Beeble is giving a nice little, it's like a little education on Luna in the chat here about how the UST and Luna works. And he's talking about buying pressure from UST minting from Luna burns. Like, it sounds like you burn Luna to create UST, perhaps. I'm definitely going to have to look more into that. I don't know enough about Luna, that's for sure.
No, I know. Dude, with all the projects, I skim them all. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I don't go champion a lot of projects, just because I did back in. I just got burned too many times when I like got my heart set on a project, and it bombs. You know, like 2017, right? 2018. You know, that scarred me from going all in. So now I don't really. Now I focus a lot more on charts, and I don't look too much into like. I don't get married to.
You're
to
not
projects.
project. Yeah, I know. You are. You are not project. You're not a project. What? You're not married to any project. I guess that's true. I'm kind of like, I like a lot of different projects. I just like I like all the projects I can build cool stuff on, and that's really just it. That's all I care about is building cool stuff. So Matt cares about the TA. I care about the building cool stuff, and you know, that's what this this little team.
That's why we're friends. You know?
That's why we're friends. This show has gone on too long. This episode has gone on too long. We obviously,
I think we're done.
We're hitting.
This was good. I would love to like show. I love showing how bad ADA is. You know,
okay.
That's
Well,
like
we're
my
already off of
favorite.
your screen, so
Fine. Fine. I won't troll you in your Cardano. Okay. I won't troll you with your Cardano.
I know. I troll you with Cardano. I don't even hold any Cardano, so that's the dirty secret. I just act like I do. Like, it's just fun. I used to hold Cardanos. I used to be a Cardano fanboy. And but anyway. Okay. Well, thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for Skim Beeble for hanging out. And
good morning.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow morning. We do this every morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And not every morning, but every weekday morning. I make that mistake all the time, but it feels like every morning to me. So, and we definitely enjoy it and are grateful for you guys being here. So,
like, subscribe, and we'll see you mañana.
Bye-bye. Good morning.